What up? One person? I feel blessed. What's good? I'm trying to do it at a regular time, but I'm only a man. As long as I get it within the day, it's good enough, man. Keep you guys informed and shit. What's up, 3 people? How's it going? My neck hurts, man. You ever wake up and you're like, my neck? Is that an old person problem? I don't know, man. Shit. Sometimes my knee hurts too. My hip hurts. Not supposed to happen this fast, right? God damn, I can only imagine. 3 people, what's good? We're gonna look at some crypto news and stuff. How you feel about it? How you feel about it? All right. You guys want to say nothing? Oh, Deshaun, what's up, man? What up? Nothing much, man. Same old, same old. You know how it is. 2 people. We're going to dive into this crypto news real quick. I got some good articles. I should get going. Stop bullshitting around all the time. Another week. I didn't get a haircut. I always say that shit. Happens to the best of us. Yeah, man. Damn. Neck. Shit. What did I do? I don't know what to do. Get a new bed, dude. Nah, it's not my bed, man. It's my fucking neck. I got like back problems, man. I can't even believe I'm saying this shit. Not that old, goddamn. Feeling good and waiting for my salary to buy some bit more. Bit more? What the hell's a bit more, man? Is that new crypto? Okay, let's get into it. Goldman Sachs President John Waldron reportedly criticized Fed credibility and slammed its performance as an independent policymaker. Why is this important? Because it sets the stage, the macroeconomic stage, for investments. The Fed is the source. These people are from the traditional finance sector. We're getting their insights as to what they think of the Fed because they got a lot of money to pull around, especially if they don't have no confidence in the Fed. That means they'll start putting in other places. We want that. We want them to feel unconfident in the Fed. Yeah. Come on. Put your money in there, man. Goldman Sachs President John Waldron criticized the Fed's credibility to rein in inflation, Bloomberg reported. Waldron questions its ability to act as an independent monetary policy engine. They have a chance here to do that, but I'm a little worried about whether they'll stand up and do it. Damn, that's crazy. Goldman Sachs president, we talked about that. Waldron, Goldman's number 2 executive, also slammed the central bank's performance as a policymaker and questioned its ability to act as an independent monetary policy engine that is doing what it thinks is right and not what's expedient. They have a chance to do that here, but I'm a little worried about whether they'll stand up and do it. The executive said during a virtual meeting in New Jersey's State Investment Council, where he was speaker, Bloomberg reported. Waldron also answering a question about whether the Fed will continue hiking rates and reduce its nearly $9 trillion balance sheet, even if markets react poorly. Guys, like I talked about it, right? If you blow air into a balloon and it inflates, and you say, hey, I should let some air out of the balloon, what happens to the balloon? It don't stay inflated, it deflates. They're never going to take that $9 trillion off. And once everyone realizes that, that's when they'll start pushing their money into all kinds of shit just to outlast the inflation that's here forever now. I'm not entirely convinced the Fed has the will to do it. Me either. Referring to a balance sheet that more than doubled in 2 years, I'm not sure they believe the Fed has the will either. The Fed doesn't even think the Fed can do it. On Wednesday, the Fed indicated hawkish plans to rate hikes this year to tame inflation that is running at its fastest pace in 40 years. The central bank's policy statement opened the door for the Fed to start raising the benchmark rate as early as March. Yeah, talked about that. Waldron also brought into discussion a former Fed chief who undertook a series of adjustments known as the Volcker shock, where he raised interest rates to like 17%. What, right? 17, 20%? In which the Fed tightened the money supply while allowing the markets to determine interest rates. We might need to bring back Paul Volcker and have somebody that would be willing to kind of stay the course without regard to exactly what's going on in the markets. Bada bing, bada boom. We got big investment funds out here now. Question the Fed like, hey, Fed, you said you're going to do this. This is the second time that you've dilly-daddled around. I don't even know what to expect anymore. The market, if it hates one thing more than rate hikes, it's uncertainty and flip-flopping. The Fed is the go-to. Everyone looks to the almighty Fed to see what they do policy-wise. They keep moving around. People don't know what to expect. They start to get nervous. Money starts to get nervous. Hell, they didn't even raise the interest rates, which is supposed to be overall bullish for the stock market. But because they didn't follow through what they said they were going to do 100%, stock markets fell. It has nothing to do with interest rates or economics. It has all to do with how much they trust the Fed. And now they're talking about getting Jerome Powell out of here because they can't, he's unpredictable. All we got to do is sit back and let the Fed destroy themselves. And then they'll even lose the ability to stop people from going into risk assets. This is the thing. People listen to the Fed too much. If they stop listening to the Fed, they'll put their money where they actually want to. Crypto starts going up at that time. That will be very interesting. Let's all go ahead and look at something else here. This is interesting. Just give me a second. Oh, you guys can't hear it, right? Hold on. Share. Shit. Let me stop sharing my screen real quick. Share my screen. Yes, share system audio. Okay, cool. Give me 1 second. Dubdigital, what the hell is a Guggenheim Partners? Guggenheim is look, it says right here, a global investment and advisory firm with a track record of delivering results through innovation solutions, whatever the fuck. Scott Minerd, the homie. Make sure to follow Scott Minerd, okay? Follow Guggenheim too. They're smart. We have a clip here of Scott Minerd talking about what happened and why they feel so hesitant about it. Just bear with me. Then I got a whole bunch of crypto articles, but this is what's going to give you an edge even on crypto people. Trust.
It is always appropriate to speak with Scott Minerd, who is expert.
This is really low. Why is it so low?
As well. Scott, it's a new word for our jargon, for our lexicon of this.
Can you guys hear it?
It's appropriate to speak with Scott Minerd, who is expert on the appropriateness of Fed policy as well. Scott, it's a new word for our jargon, for our lexicon of this historic pandemic. What does appropriate translate to Minerd of Guggenheim?
Well, I think I'm out in left field compared to most people, Tom. Appropriate
about 4 minutes
would be to start to reduce the balance sheet and allow interest rates to find their own market equilibrium. The idea that the Fed is going to reduce the balance sheet and raise rates, which is what they're talking about later this year, I think is the formula for the sort of disaster we got ourselves into in 2018. Where we're going to allow risk assets to tell us what the right level of rates is. We're not going to let the market.
That's exactly where I wanted to go. We are dictating for a market response to a theory. Jeffrey Lacker, we'll have folks this interview later with Bill Dudley. Jeff Lacker, ex-Richmond, was scathing today about the lack of theoretical framework. Is the new theoretical framework to let the markets tell us what to do?
Bang. Uh-oh. They said, hey, man, like, what you going to do? You going to let the stock market tell you what to do like a little dog following a treat around? Or are you going to actually be the boss and do what you said you're going to do, even if it has a little pain in it? See, people see the Fed as reactionary. And leaders aren't reactionary. Leaders in other companies are starting to see that too and question the Fed's ability to actually manage this. Let's see. Web Zombies, what's up, yo? We need a new meme about Fed delay interest rates. Make it, man. Thank you for your explanation. Never get this shit. Yeah. And you're starting to see people who blindly follow the Fed, did whatever they said, believed them, starting to look at them like, what the fuck? But you said, what? Now you know once you lose confidence, you can't get it back. The future will have no Fed. Hope not. At least we walked on the moon. Russia can't even get past the Van Allen belts. There's another article on Russia. Putin talked about crypto today. God damn. Will you eventually update your video about the 4-year cycle now that it's no longer applicable? John Smith, what the hell am I going to say? You know what it is? Shit, dog. But like, if you can't tell, I'm falling back on my edited videos. I'm only doing a couple of them. When they make sense and where they make sense. But like, what you want me to say, man? Didn't plan out. The fuck? We will never see a bear market again. Utility is coming. That's a big claim. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Let's see it. 9 people, what's good? Here's another one. The IMF urges El Salvador to remove Bitcoin status as legal tender. It's a little couple days old, but it all kind of flows into everything, so bear with me. According to IMF's executive board, the use of Bitcoin as legal tender carried large risk related to the financial stability, financial integrity, and consumer protection. Mainly, guys, financial stability, because crypto basically has the ability to suck wealth out of any nation, into the internet, right? It depends on how fast the people are getting the capital, or capital flight is occurring within the country. It's scary to the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, which is the central bank to all the central banks, because it makes the flow of money super unpredictable, right? This basically is a central bank that's worried about the liquidity of all the country's central banks. Thus, they're approaching El Salvador and being like, hey, they're giving people ideas. What the F? Members of the executive board at the International Monetary Fund are urging lawmakers in El Salvador to no longer recognize Bitcoin as legal tender. If it was a joke, why we got the biggest central bank in the world talking about it, scared of it? To show you its power. The IMF reported on Tuesday that though digital payments had the potential to increase financial inclusion in a Central American nation, the use of Bitcoin has legal tender carried large risks related to financial stability, financial integrity, and consumer protection. The executive board director urged El Salvador authorities to narrow the scope of the Bitcoin law by removing Bitcoin's legal tender status, also expressing concerns about the potential risk of issuing Bitcoin-backed bonds. They're talking about doing that too. Country sovereign issued Bitcoin-backed bonds. That's crazy. And legal tender, that has a lot of, that's awesome, because like basically when you say something's legal tender, it's no longer like property, so it's not taxable, even if you get gains on it, which that's badass. The officials' recommendation came through following the conclusion of the article, I don't get Roman numerals, consultation in El Salvador. According to IMF, during each such a consultation, the team of economists visit a country to assess economic and financial developments and discuss the country's economic and financial policies with government and central bank officials. This whole thing where they go in and they talk about the country's goals with them and have input is really weird, right? Sovereign countries are supposed to be sovereign, which means they are pretty much standalone. Prior to the implementation of El Salvador's Bitcoin law in September 201, the fuck? IMF officials warned that some of the consequences of a country adopting Bitcoin as a national currency could be dire, including the risk of having domestic prices become highly unstable and the assets being used contrary to anti-money laundering and combating the financing of terrorism measures. I cannot read. The IMF has previously issued statements to small nations considering adopting crypto, claiming that to do so would raise risk to macroeconomic and financial stability, as well as financial integrity. And then the president of El Salvador said, nope, I was wrong, didn't miss it. El Salvador just bought 410 Bitcoin for only 15 mil. Some guys are selling really cheap. I don't get it, man. That's enough. That's crazy, right? IMF is stepping in now. You know what they say? You know what Gandhi said? First they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. I think the fight phase is coming up. We already did the laughing for the last 10 years. The good thing is this is the step before the end game. Right? Yo, what's up? You're so bullish. How about it's plain obvious that Fed is going to try to fight inflation as a narrative and might get rates to 1.25% before it all crashes, and given Powell is a Republican, kind of no duh. I don't get the whole point about a Republican. If you guys still believe in the left-right facade, you're not seeing it clearly. That doesn't matter who's what. They all play games together, right? They all play games together. But I think they might raise rates a little bit because the broader market's calling their bluff right now. They're saying, hey, you ain't doing shit right now. You better do something. They're reactionary. They'll react to that hate, you know? But that's what I'm saying. The Fed already kind of showed weakness. Whenever you don't follow through and do what you said you're going to do, you're showing weakness. They showed weakness. The market needs something strong right now, especially in uncertain times. So, like, they're not going to be able to even stomach any significant drop in the market at all. This little drop in the stock market was nothing, not even comparable to the March 2020 crash. And if it goes to where it should really correct to, oh no. This should goes to show you guys, the Fed's going to hold this shit up at the end of the day. And that's what's going to end up killing the dollar, which is ultimately going to pump our bags. It's unfortunate, but we didn't do it. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, you're on the train tracks. You might as well step to the side and jump on the train. I mean, shit. All right. I got 11 people. That's cool. Nice. U.S. Congressman calls for broad bipartisan consensus on important issues of digital asset policy. Representative McHenry is convinced that Congress should take crypto regulation away from executive agencies and courts. Wow, that's tight. Maybe they'll get it done faster, but knowing the Congress, no, it'll take longer. In a letter to the leadership of the United States House of Financial Services Committee, Ranking Member Patrick McHenry took a jab at inconsistent treatment and jurisdictional uncertainty inherent to U.S. crypto regulation and called for the committee to take on its critical issues. McHenry, a Republican representing North Carolina, opened by mentioning that the committee's Democratic chairwoman, Maxine Waters, oh my God, we ain't never getting regulation, is looking to schedule additional hearings addressing matters pertinent to the digital asset industry. He further stressed the need for identifying and prioritizing the key issues and achieving a broad bipartisan consensus on matters affecting the industry that holds immense promise for the financial system and broader economy. Reason being is that we keep messing around and people are getting ahead of us. We got to pick it up. Citing the confusion that the industry faces due to the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, and the Securities Exchange Commission, SEC, competing claims for jurisdiction over digital assets. McHenry noted that neither of their positions is grounded in statute. Congress maintained, should not handle digital asset regulation over to regulatory agencies or courts, but rather step in to categorize the new asset class and lay down rules governing it. Talk about CBDCs. Okay. Interesting. I mean, damn, if it stays with the Commodities Trade Commission and like the SEC, maybe it'll never get done. Maybe this is what has to happen, but I'm not used to like Congress getting shit done. So we'll see what happens there. SEC rejects Fidelity's opposed spot Bitcoin ETF that, what's her name? Kathy Wood, her company ARK Invest submitted. Hey, Kathy Wood, back in the day, what? Another spot Bitcoin ETF proposal, this time from investment giant Fidelity, has been sidelined by the Securities and Exchange Commission. The SEC handed down its disapproval Thursday morning, according to a newly released filing. As has been the case in recent months, the SEC raised concerns about fraud, manipulation, and investor protection. Such concerns have been floated by the SEC for years, dating back to its rejection of a Bitcoin ETF proposal put forward by Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, owners of Gemini. This order disapproves the proposed rules change. The commission concludes that BZX has not met its burden under the Exchange Act and Commission's rules of practice to demonstrate that its proposal is consistent with the requirements of Exchange Act 6B5. Ain't that shit like from 1940? And in particular, the requirement that the rules of a national securities exchange be designed to prevent fraudulent and manipulative acts and practices, and to protect investors and public interest. What the fuck? When did they ever protect us, man? They didn't protect us from mortgage-backed securities in 2008. Last week, the SEC shot down a proposed spot ETF focused on Bitcoin from its First Trust and Skybridge Capital on identical grounds. Really? And ARK Invest. My bad. But ARK Invest too. Chart goes up. That's it. All right. Next one. Another one. 20 minutes in. Nice. SEC pushes decision on ARK 21 shares Bitcoin ETF to April 3rd. Okay, I got it mixed up. This is the one. The regulatory body said it was appropriate to designate a longer period to approve or disapprove the proposal Bitcoin ETF. This is a spot BTF, I believe, right? Yeah, let's read more. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has extended its window to approve the ARK 21 shares Bitcoin ETF, originally proposed for July 2021. Oh, I mean, they pushed it for almost a year. God damn, they should not be able to do that. According to Tuesday's filing from SEC, the regulatory body will push the deadline for approving or disapproving the ARK 21 shares Bitcoin ETF from February 2nd for an additional 60 days to April 3rd. SEC assistant, this dude, noted in filing that it was appropriate to designate a longer period for a regulatory body to consider the proposed rule change, allowing the ETF to be listed on the CBOE BZX exchange. The exchange originally filed the paperwork to apply for the ARK 21 shares Bitcoin ETF in July 2021, with the SEC able to delay its decision and open the offering to public comment for up to 180 days, with the option for a final 60-day extension starting on February 2nd. They are down to the wire. They use all their available time. After April 3rd, the SEC should not be able to extend the deliberation window further and will approve or disapprove for the crypto ETF. That's interesting. That kind of lines up with that ascending triangle. Not going to say it's going to happen, but hey, maybe we'll get a spot one up in this bitch. In a separate filing, the SEC also extended its window on a proposed rule change, allowing shares of ETF tracking Bitcoin futures from agriculture fund provider Tecrium to list on New York Stock Exchange. What the fuck? Farmers be buying Bitcoin now? Okay, that's enough. It is what it is. 13 people, what's up? Okay. Guys, how you guys doing? Good? Yeah. That's good shit. That's good shit. You like when I whisper in your ear like that? Sweet nothings in your ear? Sweet nothings, sweet nothings. I gotta wake you guys up. Here's Mr. Putin coming out 14 hours ago. Remember that shit? Russia's banning crypto. They backed off that within less than a week. Ban less likely. Putin says crypto mining has its advantages in Russia. He's the head honcho in Russia. Putin says that a surplus of electricity and well-trained personnel give Russia a competitive advantage in crypto mining. Putin ain't stupid, man. He's not a stupid dude. He wouldn't just throw away the bag like that. Russian President Vladimir Putin has given crypto enthusiasts a glimmer of hope for the future of digital assets in the country, which have been under threat from a recent push to ban cryptocurrencies and mining. I mean, it wasn't that serious. The strongman leader opened a Wednesday video conference with members of the Russian government by saying he would like to start with an issue that is currently in the spotlight, the regulation of cryptocurrencies. Of course, we also have a certain competitive advantage here, especially in the so-called mining. I mean, the surplus of electricity and the well-trained personnel available in the country, whatever. According to analysts, in spring 2021, the price of electricity in Russia was 6 cents per kilowatt hour for household use and 8 cents for businesses. Wow. To compare, in France, 1 kilowatt hour electricity costs 20 cents. Oh, damn. It's more than half, right? Reduction compared to France. For households and 14 cents for businesses. Almost double for businesses as well. Wow. He also called on the country's central bank to meet with its government in the near future so that they might come to a consensus on the use of crypto. Last Thursday, Russia's central bank published a report proposing a blanket ban on domestic crypto trading and mining. The report stated that the risks of crypto are much higher for emerging markets, including Russia. Russia's central bank has had concerns regarding crypto for some time now. In December 2021, Central Bank of Russia Governor, can't say that, said We cannot welcome investments into cryptocurrency. On Wednesday, Russian Finance Minister Ivan, he talked about Ivan, remember Ivan? Responded with opposition to the proposed blanket ban, calling for regulation rather than restriction. Remember that article? He highlighted that a ban on crypto would cause the country to fall behind the worldwide tech industry. We need to give these technologies an opportunity to develop, damn it. Meanwhile, Putin assured his parliamentarians that the central bank does not stand in our way of technical progress and is making the necessary efforts to introduce the latest technologies into this area of activity. Putin concluded that expanding the use of crypto carries certain risks given its high volatility. Yep. What did I tell you? It's a matter of national security. They don't got to like it. They just got to put up with it, and they got to participate. The longer you wait to hop on the Bitcoin adoption train, the less purchasing power you have into the future for people like you and me and countries alike, corporations alike. It's really get on the freaking train or get left behind. Putin knows that, right? I mean, the same thing with the internet. What are you going to do? Just sit here and not participate in the internet? You'll be living in the Stone Ages now. You'd be poor as shit too as a country. What are you drinking today? Coffee. Drinking that coffee. Put out? No, he put in again. Dude. That's funny, man. Oh, yeah. And here's another one. I grouped them up today. I did some organizing. 16 people, what's good? 27 minutes in. Thank you for joining me. Russian finance ministry submits crypto regulatory framework for review. That was fast. That last article was 14 hours ago. Then 10 hours later, they got a framework together. Doesn't it take longer than 10 hours to write a whole damn framework? It sounds like they had it ready. Then why would they say all this other stuff? Head fakes. I'm telling you. Head fakes. The ministry envisions crypto users executing transactions through banks and proposes to distinguish between qualified and unqualified holders. Wow. The ministry envisions crypto users executing transactions through banks like JP Morgan, Russian version of JP Morgan. In a new twist of the Russian crypto regulation saga, the country's Ministry of Finance has come forward with an initiative, that stands in stark contrast with the central bank's hardline position. The Central Bank of Russia recently called for a ban on crypto trading and mining activities throughout the country, citing volatility, environmental impacts, and the use of illegal activities. The central bank published a report calling regulators to implement a total ban. That didn't happen. However, the proposal received opposition from the Russian Ministry of Finance. A few days after the central bank calls for a ban, Ivan, this dude, an official from the ministry, stated the government should regulate crypto instead of banning it entirely. Ivan said that the authorities should provide an opportunity for the industry to develop and that a complete ban might result in Russia falling behind on the technology. The RBC reported that the ministry has sent a letter to Dmitry, deputy chairman of the government of Russia's Federation, and officially submitted a regulatory proposal to the government. The proposal introduces a new framework for crypto use in the country that suggests crypto operations be done within the traditional banking infrastructure, with mechanisms in place to identify traders' personal data. That's not good, but it's Russia, According to the ministry, regulating crypto can bring multiple benefits, such as increased tax revenue. There you go. They want their pound of flesh. And enhancing law enforcement's ability to track criminal activity. The ministry cites statistics showing that Russian citizens are holding crypto that's worth around 2 trillion Russian rubles, adding that a total ban or lack of regulation will eventually undermine the industry and create a black market. The ban will delay the development of blockchain-based technologies within Russia. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin highlighted some benefits to crypto in meeting with government officials. Yeah. We know that. Within a week, guys, they turn around. They exited stage right and turn around. They already had that freaking framework written up. You know that. 10 people, what's good? Russia ain't playing. But they're kind of mimicking what JP Morgan's starting to do. JP Morgan's trying to do that too, where they're going to have Just imagine you have your bank account, right? You got dollars in your JP Morgan account. You also got some Bitcoin. You also got some stable coins. You also got some ETH. That's basically the model Russia's trying to do too. It's probably what's going to happen in the United States, to be honest. And then they'll probably outlaw unregistered wallet accounts, and they'll probably keep businesses who want to be compliant from accepting payment from unregistered accounts. Then we have this whole black market thing, and that's when privacy is probably going to start popping off. But we'll talk about that later. Travel rule? I don't know about that one. I'm not going to read that one today. Nigerian lawmakers urged to consider regulating crypto industry after proposal to jail Ponzi operators. All this regulation talk at the same time. You guys remember? Do you remember that article I read about India's Modi, President or Prime Minister Modi, whatever they call him? He was calling for a global cooperation on cryptocurrency regulation where they need to come together to attack this thing in a coordinated way. Now we start to see all this regulation talk coming from Nigeria, Russia, America, El Salvador. Same time. They're supposed to be sovereign entities, right? And what's up with all this central planning? Tell me there's not some kind of hidden hand. Tell me that. The leader of the Nigerian Blockchain Association, Senator has implored the country's lawmakers currently pushing for the securities law to be revamped to consider crafting laws that regulate crypto industry. Yep. Whenever that regulation comes out from a big country, like a world power, then everything else will start falling into place. Proposed laws does not expressly mention cryptocurrencies, whatever. As Nigerian lawmakers debate a bill that proposes a 10-year jail term for operations of Ponzi schemes, a leader of the Nigerian blockchain lobby group, this senator guy, has urged the country's lawmakers to consider crafting a law to govern the cryptocurrency industry. He argued that unregulated crypto space is not in anyone's best interest. Two heads of the Stakeholders in Blockchain Technology Association of Nigeria, however, concedes that while the proposed bill does not expressly mention or refer to digital currencies, crypto Ponzi schemes are included in what the lawmakers call prohibited schemes. The remarks by the leader of that follow reports that Nigerian lawmakers have passed a bill to repeal and reenact the country's Capital Markets, Investments, and Securities Act for a second reading. That dude, one of the lawmakers leading the push to have the laws change, is quoted in a Premium Times report explaining why this needs to be changed. He said, the bill prohibits Ponzi pyramid schemes as well as other illegal investment schemes and prescribes a jail time of not less than 10 years for promoters of such schemes. In addition to seeking custodial sentence, lawmakers also want the new law to grant the Nigerian Securities and Exchange Commission the power to shut down Ponzi schemes. The lawmaker also incites, I think a lot of countries already have this shit. Most alleged crypto Ponzi are nothing new cryptocurrencies. Okay, so they're in the early stages of that. It's not a big one. FUD City, I think it's kind of promising, all this stuff. Regulation is part of the adoption curve. Has to happen eventually, SEC reportedly probing crypto lending products by Gemini and Celsius. So just FYI, 5 hours ago. The SEC main concern allegedly lies with the high yield offering by crypto lending services, which are often considerably higher than most savings banks. That's what they care about. You could put your shit into Celsius or Gemini and bank 13% on your stable coins on the year. You put your shit in JP Morgan Chase, you're getting 0.02%. So the incentive to put your shit in Gemini or Celsius is much greater. In fact, people aren't stupid and they're doing that. That's pretty much diminishing the reserves of the bank, right? The less money in the bank, the less power the banking sector has. And the less power they have to absorb economic shocks. SEC is we don't like that. We want people to put shit back in the bank, so we're going to go after Gemini and Celsius. You would think they would want you to get more money, right? No. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission is reportedly reviewing some of the high-yield crypto lending products offered by Gemini, Celsius Network, and Voyager Digital. According to a report published by Bloomberg, the SEC is conducting an inquiry into digital asset lending services. The main focus on the inquiry is reportedly around whether the crypto lending services could be considered securities and therefore must be registered with the commission. But they're not registering anybody. Gemini and Celsius did not immediately respond to Cointelegraph's request for comment, of course, because it's a legal matter. The SEC main concern reportedly lies with the high yield offering by crypto lending services, which are often considerably higher than most savings banks. The interest rates offered by crypto lending services range anywhere from 3 to 18%, while traditional banks accounts offer less than 0.1%. How could that be bad for the consumer? I thought the SEC was supposed to protect the retail investor and the public. Isn't this good for the public? Bank savings accounts are insured by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which means investors are protected against bank failure and theft. However, crypto lending services lend customers digital assets to other investors, which, according to the SEC, raise investors' protection concerns. It is important to note the SEC has not accused the firms of any wrongdoing. Unless it's an investment bank, then they do the same freaking thing. And most people don't even know. Did you know that? What kind of bank is your money in? Is it an investment bank? They're doing that shit with your money anyway. And some of them are FDIC insured. I think Nexo's got FDIC insurance, just FYI. Yeah, don't matter. Interesting. 37 minutes in. What's up? Any news about the Space Force? No, I wore this for you again. No Space Force news, man. Okay. Less economic stuff. We're going to go into like a little bit more of this like crypto news now. The Sandbox and Warner Music Group to create music-themed land 3 hours ago. A subsidiary of Animoca Brands. And so you guys know, if you ever see a backing from Animoca is like one of the biggest gaming like investors, like crypto investors out here right now. So Animoca's hot. And the global music company opens a door to a new arena for musical entertainment in the metaverse. Hey, he's shredding, man. The Sandbox announced Thursday a partnership with Warner Music Group, or WMG, to create a musical theme park and concert venue within the gaming metaverse. The Warner Music Group land in Sandbox will host concerts and live experiences featuring artists and talents represented by WMG. So they're going to push their new artists and shit. That's cool. This initiative marked Warner Music's first entry into the non-fungible token NFT metaverse realm. According to a statement shared with Cointelegraph, its goal is to create immersive social experiences that can empower Warner Music artists. The Sandbox could provide artists with another outlet to engage with their fans, experiment with virtual entertainment, and generate a new revenue streams while reaching a global community. Exactly. Huge community. Sebastian Bourget, Chief Operation Officer, co-founder of the Sandbox, said that the partnership brings the open metaverse one step further forward in the direction of fan-owned and community-driven initiatives. We're shaping the Sandbox as a fun entertainment destination where creators, fans, and players can enjoy first-of-a-kind immersive experiences and be more closely connected to their favorite musical artists through NFTs. Digital land remains high demand. Okay. WMG comprising record labels such as Atlantic, big, Warner Records, Electro, and Parlophone, never heard, is the latest partner to purchase real estate within the Sandbox metaverse, joining The Walking Dead, Snoop Dogg, Adidas, Steve Aoki, The Smurfs, CryptoKitties, BitBoy. They didn't even talk about Atari. So many people in Sandbox, man. What do you guys think about that? Lol. Oh, and you know how like Facebook started talking about like, or was it YouTube started talking about NFT profile pics? Now Reddit's on there. All the big social media like platforms are talking about NFT profile pics because fakes are such a big problem. Reddit is testing out NFT profile pics, but no decision has been made. Calm down, crypto people. 10 hours ago. Reddit is following Twitter's footsteps to join the NFT bandwagon as it explores ways to add NFT profile pictures. This is a horrible picture to put on it, but it's okay. Reddit is testing out non-fungible tokens or NFT profile pictures on its platform, with the news coming just a week or so after Twitter implemented a similar feature. The popular social media platform has around 30 million monthly users in 2021, and reportedly working on an NFT profile picture implementation that will enable users to set their profile pictures to any NFT with an attached image. In an interview with TechCrunch on Thursday, Reddit spokesman Tim This said, "We're always exploring ways to provide value for users and communities on Reddit. At the moment, we're testing the ability to use NFTs as profile pictures or avatars and verify ownership. It's a small internal test, and no decisions have been made about expanding or rolling out the capability." Earlier in the week, an app developer posted a banner from Reddit promoting the feature, suggesting the tests are already well advanced. Reddit is working on NFT profile pictures as well. They showed this. Twitter also introduced NFT profile pictures last week, available on Twitter Blue subscribers on iOS. However, NFTs have faced considerable backlash from gamers and Web2 developers recently. A day after the launch, GitHub contributors shared browser extensions that automatically blocks Twitter accounts using NFT profile pictures. Why? Whatever. I like these article vids. Cool. Yeah. Give me the scoop. Give you the scoop. MetaMask new inbuilt multi-chain institutional custody feature, which is kind of crazy. Damn. Like, let's institutions invest in shit through MetaMask right after their browser? MMI product lead Jonathan Bornman labeled the integration with Cactus Custody DeFi connector as a profound DeFi offering for institutions. The internal arm, and this is a big deal, by the way, because most DeFi applications integrate with MetaMask. I've been hearing chirps around the crypto space about institutions wanting to get into DeFi because it pays such high yield, and they're having a hard time getting that yield out in the traditional sector. They need something and a safe way to get into it and easily integrate, right? This might be it. The institutional arm of the consensus-owned MetaMask has integrated its first multi-chain digital asset custody solution called Cactus Custody. MetaMask Institutional MMI initially partnered with Cactus Custody, owned by crypto financial services platform Matrix Port in October last year, to incorporate its DeFi connector feature into MMI's suite of services. The full integration with MMI was announced on Wednesday. The Cactus Custody's feature will now provide institutional customers with multi-chain connectivity to all Ethereum virtual machine EVM chains, side chains, and layer 2 supported by MetaMask, such as Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche, Celo, and Polygon. MMI product lead Jonathan Borman said that Cactus Custody's multi-chain EVM support will enable institutions to freely bridge digital assets across these networks. That's big. This is a profound DeFi offering for institutions. The decentralized finance DeFi connector feature will also provide additional security and compliance aspects, such as audit trails for transactions conducted by MMI, private key safeguards, and role-based approval processes during interactions with DeFi platforms. Wow, so multiple people having to approve a transaction occurring. Interesting, like a multi-sig. MMI was developed in December 2020, and the wallet differs from MetaMask as it is integrated with additional security, compliance, and custodial features that are vital for growing numbers of institutions flocking to DeFi. The product aims to give institutional investors exposure to the entire DeFi ecosystem from within their MMI wallets. So people think crypto's dead, DeFi is dead. Then why are institutions trying to get into here? Because everyone gets money and everyone understands return. That's why DeFi is a killer app, man. That's what I'm saying. Sandbox doing its thing. Sandbox announces $50 million fund for its startup accelerator program. Metaverse is popping off. DeFi is going hot. It's just the sentiment that's lagging. Sentiment happens to be a lagging indicator, by the way. It's never forward-looking. The Sandbox launched a Metaverse Accelerator program aimed at developing potential startups. Virtual World Project, the Sandbox announced its Metaverse Accelerator program, which will push the development of the open metaverse by investing $50 million in startups. The Animoca brand subsidiary is partnering with the venture accelerator firm Brink to target 30 to 40 blockchain startups a year. Wow. The Sandbox Metaverse Accelerator program will allocate up to $250,000 in investment to each potential project and give additional incentives to top performing projects. The bonuses include Sandbox Sand digital asset and land. digital real estate within the Sandbox metaverse. Apart from this, the best performing startups will also have access to additional investment grants and high-profile mentors. According to the Sandbox co-founder Sebastian, okay. That's enough. I'm running out of time. See what else I got. And I got to read this one, but ex-Goldman Sachs banker launches crypto app after $33 million raise. He left a bank to start a crypto company. Just give you some insight. What else I got here? Running low on the time, my bad. What else? Oh, my beer lovers out there, check this out. Beer giant Anheuser-Busch launches NFT project for Bud Light. Yeah, boy. Quick take. New NFT project Bud Light N3XT collection launches alongside a new no carb beer. Shout out to the ladies. You know, no carbs. I don't know. I guess it's for anyone. This is Bud Light's first move into NFTs, but not the first for parent company Anheuser-Busch InBev. Bud Light maker Anheuser-Busch is launching an NFT project which will feature 12,722 unique tokens. The project, called Bud Light N3XT Collection, will be available to consumers 21 and over. The NFTs are part of a larger launch of the company's first zero-carb beer. That's so funny. With the purchase of an NFT, consumers will have the opportunity to vote on Bud Light's next merchandise, have access to Bud Light's next brand and partner events, and more. So there will probably be a lot more than that won't be disclosed at the announcement time. But there's a roadmap to come, Corey Brown, Senior Digital Director of Bud Light, told The Block. Increasingly, consumers and luxury brands have been moving into utility NFTs, which offer both a digital experience and tangible value through product offerings and other perks. Just this month, The Block reported on brands like Gap, Crocs, and Prada moving into the NFT space. Prada? For real? Adidas Originals and Prada announced a user-generated NFT project. Wow. Interesting. Sign of the times, guys. A sign of the times. And everyone's still bearish, man. But remember, sentiment is a lagging indicator. Don't use a lagging indicator to plan your future moves. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the machine. Central banks and endless war. Nothing will change. The only way it will change is if you remove yourself from the system. It can't function without you. Shit. It siphons energy out of you through the form of money. They do that through the form of profit. That's why the CEO gets paid the most and you get paid the least. Everything's a Ponzi scheme, by the way. Am I going off tangent here? I think I am. Best YouTubes. Thanks, man. My man. Love this guy. I love you too, man. Okay, guys. A little shorter one today. We hit the bulk of it, to be honest, though. Just one more thing. I can't go over now. I gotta dip, but Diem, supposedly the stablecoin thing for Diem, Facebook shit, that's failing. But it's not a big deal. I think we all expected it to, right? Let's see. Okay, guys, it's been fun. This is Dub Daily. I do this pretty much almost every day except Wednesdays and Sundays. Probably do it this Saturday. Saturdays is like my wild card day. I might take it off, but recently I'm just trying to get more videos out. Thanks for joining me, man. I'll timestamp this as soon as I can, and then you guys can come back if you missed some stuff. You can come back right to the stories you're interested in and hit it as a resource. But until next time, guys, it's Dubdigital. Talk to you later. Peace.